and welcome to the summary and analysis of Romeo and Juliet, Act 1, Scene 4. If you're an educator, don't miss my Teaching Romeo and Juliet series, which is a whole other thing also on this website. Finally, this is not a spoiler-free video, fair warning, but if you're good to go, then borrow Cupid's wings and go kick it with Queen Mab. She sounds fun, and we'll dive into Romeo and Juliet, Act 1, Scene 4. We are back with the boys on the cusp of the big party at the Capulet Manor. Big house. Romeo is a Montague, and he's still a major buzzkill. Benvolio is also there, and so is a new character, their friend Mercutio, who, by all accounts, is a crazy person. Romeo wonders if they should announce themselves when they come into the party, which was apparently the custom, and it's insane since they are party crashing. Benvolio responds with some wordplay, but let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone. All three of those measures mean different things, and that's clever. Romeo, though, is in no mood to dance. Give me a torch. I'm not for this ambling, being but heavy, I will bear the light. Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance. Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground I cannot move. Ugh. This guy sucks. They select masks to hide their faces and are on the cusp of knocking on the door, and yet still Romeo is refusing to dance. And that, friends, is when Mercutio goes off the freaking deep end. They're talking about, honestly, it doesn't matter, but it sends Mercutio into a 43-line fever dream speech. It's called the Queen Mab speech, and it's decently famous, but for all the wrong reasons. It's about a fairy, and she comes into people's dreams, and yeah, you can do some digging and funhouse mirroring and find some themes that resonate within the play, but really just don't. It's not worth it. And I'm sure there are going to be people in the comments or whatever who say, like, I understand this speech perfectly, and here's all the deep resonant meanings, but they don't have any friends. I could take you through it, but honestly, it's going to be a lot of me shrugging and speculating what substance Shakespeare was on for that particular evening. After the speech, Benvolio says, "This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done and we shall come too late." I love that even he is like, this is a huge waste of the audience's time, but Romeo's next line keys up the tension and makes us sit up straight. "I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin this fearful date, with this night's revels and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast, but some vile forfeit of untimely death." Well, he's not wrong. They knock, enter, and that's Act 1, Scene 4. So if we really want to understand Shakespeare, we gotta get deeper than just plot. Let's do a little analysis. What you'll hear about Mercutio is that he's named after the element mercury. The element they used to let kids play with until they found out that it's poisonous. Mercury, the element, is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature, and it expands and contracts with temperature changes. That's why it's in thermometers and stuff, because it changes easily and quickly, and so does Mercutio, hence the name. The thing is, I have done not a little bit of research into this, and I'm going to level with you. I don't see a lot of evidence that that connection is legit. He could also be named after the Roman god Mercury, who is Hermes in the Greek. He's the god of getting rich, commerce, messages, merchants, but that doesn't totally fit with the character either, or it could just be a name. Shakespeare had neighbors. Dude might have had a dog. My concern with him being named after Mercury, the element, is I can totally see some high school English teacher just saying like, well, you know, he's named after Mercury, when I don't actually see serious scholars claiming that connection, but actually there are a few. Anyway, bottom line, I can't get to the root of it. I think it was Shakespeare's dog. But this scene isn't without merit. Mercutio is going to play a major role in the events to come, and in these exchanges, he is introduced as a guy who sees clearly. He instantly recognizes that Romeo's supposed love sickness is nonsense, and he calls him out on it. Later, he will see through Tybalt in much the same piercing fashion, but that time, his confrontational ways will carry a cost. Finally, in an otherwise wasted scene, at least we stick the landing. Romeo's portent of impending doom has a throwback. Some consequence yet hanging in the stars echoes the prologue line, star-crossed lovers. And it reminds us, right before Romeo and Juliet meet, that this story began with a promise, and that promise is death. And that's Act 1, Scene 4. Thank you for watching. Next time, we head to Act 1, Scene 5. We'll see you next time on One Day Ahead.